Hello everybody, this is Lara from Pure Elliott Wave with your Monday to Friday update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Bitcoin's moving lower today. It's got a push from volume. They're all moving lower with push from volume. Let's see how extreme the conditions are to try and answer the question of how low this may go. Also, we'll be using identified support. Initially, it's finding support today at 41,100. There's decent support at 38,500. There's really strong support at 35,000. If it's this deep, I'd expect that could be where it ends. If it breaks through that, then there's more strong support at 31,450, around about that. Get some free giveaways today to help you with your technical analysis. Click on the link below to go to my website and you can download one or more of these 3 giveaways. I have an ebook on technical analysis basics for you. These are the contents of the ebook, several chapters on some basics, some indicators, some techniques, looking at gaps, looking at scale for your charts, and I've even got 2 steps to a high probability trade set up there for you. Another free giveaway is this easy candlestick pattern guide to the major candlestick reversal patterns, bullish and bearish, diagrams, descriptions of how they should be read and in what context. And a third giveaway, I have this Elliott Wave structure guide, 3 pages giving you all of the Elliott Wave structures with all of the rules you need to know and diagrams of the ideal form for each. Motive structures on 1 page and all of the corrective structures on 2 pages. So click on the link below and get any one or all of these 3 giveaways for free. Range and volume are increasing today, so I don't think that today is just a small little downward movement within the ongoing upward trend. I think this is the start of a more time-consuming consolidation or a sharper pullback to relieve extreme conditions. ADX tells us the trend is very extreme. It's not as extreme as it has been, but it is again very extreme. RSI reached fairly deeply overbought and exhibits double bearish divergence at the last high. So given extreme conditions, overbought RSI and bearish divergence, an increase in volume and range today suggests a sharper pullback. I'm going to have 2 short-term Elliott Wave counts today for Ethereum. This has been my main Elliott Wave count, but I think that the strength of downward movement today, I don't think that this is a little second wave at minuet degree. I think we might have had from this low to this high, minute wave 1 over, and minute 2 maybe in its early stages. For this first wave count, if we've got a series of 1, 2 overlapping first and second waves here, minuet 2 may not move beyond the start of 1, below 2019.91. If it breaks below this best fit channel with a full red candlestick below it, I'd probably discard this idea. I'm also not happy with the structure of minute 2. It's not a triangle, it's a double combination, zigzag X, triangle for Y, but it's pretty unusual structure, particularly a triangle to complete a combination. They're really not very common. It's usually a flat and a zigzag. So I think that the probability of this wave count's a bit low, and I think the strength of this downward movement today means that I want to see this for Ethereum. From this low to this high, it's possible to see a complete 5-wave impulse for minute wave 1 over here. I was struggling with the duration of this consolidation and how to label it. I'm just going to label this is probably some kind of combination or double zigzag for minuet 4. And then from this low to this high, there is actually now a quite nice complete 5-wave impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, middle of the third wave here, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So that looks pretty good. It fits within quite nicely within a best fit channel. So if this channel is breached by a full red daily candlestick below and not touching it, that'll meet my very conservative definition of a breach, and then I'll have confidence in this wave count and I'll discard that other one. I'll be looking for minute 2 to continue for maybe a week, maybe 2, and could reach the log function of the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio. Might not get that low actually because of the strong upward pull of a big third wave at large degrees waiting in the wings. And so I'll be looking initially for the log function of the 0.382 ratio at 2018.35. That might be where it ends. If it reaches there and the structure of minute 2 is incomplete or it just keeps falling, then attention turns to the second deeper log function of the 0.618 ratio at 1812.01. I've had someone comment to me, Lara, your Fibonacci ratios are wrong. No, they are right. I've applied a logarithmic function to them to account for the extreme volatility of these markets. Minute 2 may not move beyond the start of 1, below 1521.78. Technicals for Ethereum, I'm going to label this a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. It's engulfing the previous candlestick, although that wasn't exactly at the high. It's pretty close. You could possibly also label Bitcoin's candlestick today a bearish engulfing, but it's pretty close to the high. It should be in the context of an upward trend, so at a high to read a bearish reversal pattern. This candlestick shows a really strong increase in range from anything over the last few weeks. Have to go all the way back here, I think, to 22nd of November to see similar range. So this is an increase in range and a really strong push from volume. So this makes me think that this is the start of a sharper, deeper pullback to relieve extreme conditions. The upward trend has reached very extreme. It is again extreme for Ethereum, but not very extreme. RSI has reached fairly deeply overbought, and we can now see a pivot in price in RSI, so I will acknowledge there is now some pretty obvious bearish divergence between price and RSI. Given extreme ADX, extreme RSI, bearish divergence, an increase in range and volume for downward movement today, I think this is the start of a larger pullback or consolidation to relieve extreme conditions before the larger upward bullish market resumes. The Elliott Wave count for XRP, I'm also going to have two wave counts. My first wave count, this has been my main for a while, says minor 1 and 2 over, and now minor 3, beginning with minute 1, 2, and now I'll have minuet 1, 2. But again, an increase in range and volume for this downward session for 11th of December makes me think that this could be wrong. It could be this. It could have been minor wave 1 over at the last high for XRP on 13th of November, and a deeper, more time-consuming pullback may not be over yet for minor wave 2. I'll look for the log function of the 0.618 ratio at 0.5388, most likely to provide support for XRP. I think at this stage, this wave count may actually have a higher probability. It has a pretty good look, considering the size of this movement and the strength of this downward session. Let's see how strong it is. It does have some push from volume. It does have quite a nice increase in range. There was a bearish upper wick for the 9th of December. If today closes back below support at 62 cents, I'll rename that resistance. And if that happens, let's look for a fall down to about 54, 55 cents possibly. Not so much an increase in volume today for XRP as the other two, but there is some push from volume. ADX told us that the previous upward trend was very extreme and it has been declining for some time. It's below the positive DX line. It's again giving us a very bullish signal for XRP, so I'm not as confident on the depth of the pullback for XRP as I am for the other two. RSI reached fairly deeply overbought but has not exhibited bearish divergence, so this one is not as bearish as the other two. For XRP, if I'm wrong, the pullback may not be as deep and time consuming, but I do expect now for Bitcoin and Ethereum a pullback to be a bit deeper and more time consuming than anything we've seen in the last few months, and I'll expect it to last maybe a couple of weeks. That's it from me with your update today, and I hope everyone had a lovely weekend.